Hi friends, congratulations for taking up this CPT course. It is a very simple course and with a very bright future. As you all know that is the only course that doesn't call for any investment, but you have to work very hard. As you are aware that in CPT exam 100 marks are there for accounts and law, 100 marks are for economics, maths and statistics. And mercantile law is the subject that I am going to speak to you. It's a law. Law is a very interesting and wonderful course, very rewarding course also. After CA you can, along with CA you can think of doing law also, because the future is going to be a commerce professional with law, legal background. So I would like to talk to you. My objective is twofold. One is you must get 40 marks out of 40 in this topic in mercantile law, and also get an interest so that you can pursue this subject, this law course later. So let us start. As you know that the mercantile law consists of three parts: Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act and Partnership Act. And they are all objective type of questions. And here you should master the art of eliminating the same questions, similar questions or similar answers given in the exam, and then choose the right one. For this you should have a very good knowledge on the subject and then a great practice of answering these questions. We are giving you a material based on which I am going to give lecture, so you have to keep referring to the material before you, and all the questions also will be explained. I hope and I believe that you are going to be experts in law. Let me start with this Sale of Goods Act. What is the essence in this whole units? Sale of Goods Act we are going to take up in 5 units. One is Sale of Goods Act, the basic features. Second is the conditions and warranties. Third one is delivery. Fourth one is transfer of property and the rights and duties of rights of an unpaid seller. So first let me give you a brief idea about this essence of the law with some examples. Let me take, I wanted to buy a car, a second-hand car. So I have seen the advertisements. So in an advertisement, the Honda City, the car is available 2002 model at 5,50,000. So immediately I contacted the person and went to the spot, had inspection along with my mechanic. I find that the car is okay, and I have asked for, I bargained at 5 lakhs. Finally we have agreed to finish the deal at 5,10,000. So as I have given a token advance of 10,000 and then took the receipt from him as promising to pay after 10 days. So the car is in the custody of the seller and I am the buyer. After 10 days I went into the office and I paid 5 lakhs cash. Then he told me to collect the car there When I saw the car, I found that a tree was fallen on the car and the car has become useless. So I was agitated and went to him and said, what is this? I don't want to give me that 5,10,000. So this is a dispute. Who is right? The issue in this problem, in this case study is, one, there are two parties to the contract, seller and buyer. The subject matter is car, this is called as goods, and I have offered to buy it at 5,10,000 and is agreed for it. The offer was accepted, the contract has come into force. I have paid 10,000 rupees. It is not necessary even 10,000, but 10,000 I have paid as a token advance. At that point itself, the goods, the property, the ownership of goods has passed to me. Ownership and risk pass together. Therefore, I have to bear the loss. So, in the Sale of Goods Act basically talks about the issue is who is the owner at the time when the damage took place. Because it is the owner who should bear the risk. And the Sale of Goods Act talks about when does the property transfer. Property does not mean physical property, the ownership, the right in property, that is the essential element of this contract of sale. I hope you have understood the point. The essence in this is who is the owner at the time of the damage, because the risk passes with owner. Take another example where you go to a bookshop and ask for the book, then immediately the book is available, then you pay the price and take the delivery. So what we understand normally in a contract of sale is the transfer of property and payment of price are concurrent, but it is not necessary for just mere offer and acceptance is enough to transfer the goods. The goods means the movable property. So, if suppose for example you pay the price to the bookshop owner, and the book you say that I will come back and take the book. After 2 days you go and